Hello.
Hello, is this Brian?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, this is Ash from The Faction. Thanks for having a chat with us. How are you going?
Hey, yeah, not too bad, Ash. What about yourself?
Not too bad? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good for a Tuesday.
Yeah,
Now,
same. Yeah, what a day.
great. Now, there's only a few days left to go until the release of your new album, A Lunar Rose. And
Yeah.
I've already seen a lot of hype around the album. Like, I opened up my Facebook yesterday, and the whole feed was just A Lunar Rose, A Lunar Rose. And I was not mad about it, because I love the album. You all must be so excited to have it out into the world.
So I missed that last bit.
You must be excited to have it out into the world.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, it's been a long journey to get to this point now. Hey, it's been a lot of quiet months and weeks, and just a lot of frustration and all those bad emotions mixed into one, trying to get this thing out. But finally down to the last few days before it actually comes out, which is such a relief for us. Yeah, look, we're all super psyched on the record, and I don't think we could be prouder of the 10 tracks that are on it. Hey.
Yeah, definitely. And I read somewhere that this album has been ready for quite some time.
Yeah, it totally has. So when we released Never Sleep back in, I think it was sort of mid to late 2018, we were actually meant to do the album rollout then. So that's like about a year and a half ago now that we were gearing up to do like a album tour for this A Lunar Rose album. But unfortunately we just had a lot of things not go our way. Mainly in the studio there was a lot of things that were out of our control that ended up getting it pushed back. Our producers sort of went through a lot of life crises at that time. We were sort of locked out of the studio for months, and when he came back, we were doing it at like this weird casual rate, and just kept getting blown off. He ended up doing a real good job in the end, but look, for a part of time there, I wanted to rip the guy's head off, but look, he's come up with the goods. So as mad as I was at him, I'm forgiving.
Yeah. What was the writing process like for the new album?
Yeah, look, it feels like a lifetime ago we actually wrote it. Hey, but it was one of those things that we all had a bit of a direction that we wanted to go. Just make sure it was heavy, make sure it was really heartfelt, and just have like a cool record where you can watch it live and jump around, or you can sort of sit in a dark room and listen to it with some intent. And I think we kind of got that done with the Lunar Rose. Everyone sort of put in their 2 cents, and we came out with a product we're all real proud of. Yeah,
I feel like that definitely translates in the album when I was listening to it the other day. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah. So the last full-length album you guys did, Let Me Leave, back in 2017, what was like the key differences or improvements from that to A Lunar Rose?
Look, I had the guy I started with, the Saviour, with Lindsay. He was a big part of our writing back in the day. He'd write majority of the tunes, and going into Let Me Leave, he had this direction that he wanted to go, and we kind of were happy to go with him. We at the time that felt right for where we were. And after Let Me Leave, Lindsay actually left the band, so we ended up getting again some not just Lindsay. I actually had a couple other guys leave the band, so I had to rebuild the band a bit and sort of get everyone on board with the direction I was seeing this go. And we just made sure we wanted to get back to some real heavy elements that we probably had before Let Me Leave that weren't necessarily on Let Me Leave, and still keeping the emotion and keeping a lot of Saviour elements that were there, but mixing them with something a bit more hard-hitting. So we after those sort of chats, we had a bit of a clear direction of where we wanted to go, and brought us to where we are now.
Yeah, for sure. I know sometimes it's probably like trying to pick a favourite child, but do you have a favourite song off the album?
Look, I've got to go between them all. Hey, like one month it will be something else, the next month it will be another tune. But a couple of tracks that I always stay in my top few songs of the album is Souvenir, which is track 3. And the ballad track, somewhat ballad track of the album, Rose, which is track 8, which I think is a cool sort of change of pace in that album.
For sure, for sure. Were there any specific inspirations behind this album, or is it just a bit of everything?
Yeah, look, hey, I probably listened to a lot of emotive hardcore to start with, so I don't know if we could call them influences, but just bands we've been listening to, I guess, do sneak their way into some of our thought processes when we're writing, for sure. Bands like like Counterparts, like stuff like Stick to Your Guns, even a band like Architects, which I think has this real cool emotive power behind it.
Yeah, sure. I also read somewhere that someone described your music as tragic yet beautiful. Do you think that's a pretty accurate description?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got a strange, dark vibe through our music. It's sort of aggression meets serenity in spots of our tunes, which we probably play on. We do have myself screaming and Shantae singing, as well as the contrast of heavy guitars to clean guitars. So there's definitely a lot of light and shade through our music, but on top of that, it all has a pretty bleak twist, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to the songwriting process, because the songs are very personal and emotional and can cover some dark and heavy material, do you feel sort of like a release and catharsis, being able to get it all out and write it down and have it on paper?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I feel like sometimes the person who needs this band the most is myself. Just being able to like write all these thoughts down and sort of get everything out into some sort of expression is really awesome. Hey, and probably a reason why the last couple of years have been pretty frustrating and whatnot for myself and all of us is that it just feels like a bunch of words that we've kept to us that we haven't been able to say out loud. But February 28th they come out loud. With the release of Luna Rose.
Yeah, for sure. So has music always been that escape for you from like a young age?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, like definitely. I was probably listening to metal when I was in year 6, and probably has. I think there's something therapeutic about heavy music. There's definitely a togetherness and something that people can relate to, and not so much the happier side of things, but even the darker side of life, which I think metal sort of thrives off that, and people can really connect to it, myself included.
Yeah. What do you think you would be doing if it weren't for music, though?
I have this joke with my mates all the time that being in this band stopped a prospering AFL career. So I'd probably be about to play my 300th game for the Brisbane Lions by now, I reckon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so do you have anything besides music you do creatively to kind of let out that emotion and creative process?
Not really. Hey, look, Saviour and heavy music is definitely my artistic expression. In my spare time, I've always done a lot of sport and whatnot, which it is some sort of release, but you don't really have your own you don't have your own voice to that sort of a bit more of a structured routine, which is cool for what it is. But music is something pretty close to it to me and all the band. Hey.
Yeah, sure. Is there anything that kind of bothers you about being in the music industry, being in the spotlight?
Yeah, maybe. Look, I think the music industry is a bit backwards. I think there's a lot of people making music, money in music that aren't the bands or the musicians themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I think there has to be some sort of way that music can be more sustainable for musicians. Coming from a band from Perth, that was always a real tough thing for us, just having to like leave our jobs and freaking come over the East Coast on tours. And early on we were only getting paid about $100 a show and had to pay the fucking sound guy $50 of that. So
Wow,
it just never really made sense to me. For musicians, it seems like you're always losing money. So I think there has to be some sort of change in the way it all works, because everyone's putting their sort of themselves on the line, but getting not much in return. It's pretty disheartening when you just broken trying to do something you love.
Yeah, for sure. Also, not to forget, you guys announced the tour with Diamond Construct, Blacklist, and Bloom. Pretty stacked lineup. Was that a pretty easy choice to have those bands on the bill?
Hey, I'm psyched about this tour. Hey, I'm a big fan of Diamond Construct's latest release. That's such a sick album. Bloom and Blacklist as well, absolute shredder bands. I'm super excited about that tour. I'm just bummed it's so far away. June seems like a lifetime away, but I'm sure once it's happening, we'll have some absolute times. It's quite a cool lineup. I was pretty stoked when that's materialized, and June, hopefully we get a whole heap of people to those shows and we can share the love.
Yeah, me too. Before we let you go, do you have any final words of wisdom you'd like to enlighten us with?
Yeah, look, not so much. Just kind of want to say thanks to probably all the fans and whatnot that have stuck by us. We've had heaps of people write us off over the last couple of years, and it's just been frustrating to see that happen while we were dying to get this out, and unfortunately had to keep it close for reasons out of our control. But it's going to be a super relief once Friday comes along and the album's out. So just psyched that there's been a bunch of people stick by us, and hopefully people can kind of relate to all the shit we've been going through for the last couple of years in audio form, which is the Lunar Rose.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks so much, Brian, for having a chat with us.
No worries. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good one. See you later.
Cheers, Ash. Bye.
Bye.